First plant on the list is called Amblystigium serpens. It's a type of moss. It's basically all I've known. All I know about it. I've never seen it before. Never had it before. So I'm not too sure about it. But other than it's a moss, and it's a very fine moss. Let's take it out of the. Let me show you guys here. Okay, the next one on the list here, is Cryptwillacy. This is similar to, you might be a little bit more familiar with Cryptlucens. It's kind of similar in the sense that it's got a long, narrowish type of a leaf. So looking at this one, it's got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm seeing 6 plants in total. Next one is an Anubia. It's called Anubius nanji. Anubius nanji is similar to the more commonly known Anubia nana, sort of small roundish leaves. So look on this one, and we've probably got, I mean, they're obviously small, but probably 1, 2, 3, I'm seeing at least 4, probably 5 separate plants in there. Next up is Hydrocotyle triparta. So this is sort of part of the pennywort family. It's the smallest of, I believe it's the smallest of that particular species. There's obviously a lot of plants in these type of plant ones. This one is Nymphoides species flipper. I've never heard of this one either, but this basically is a sort of comes from the lily family, I guess. Another crypt species here. This is Crypt Parva. It's a very small crypt. Good foreground plant. So again, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least 6 plants in this one. This is a moss. This is creeping moss. Another moss we got here is Taiwan moss. This is one of the all-time favorites, Glossostigma. Make sure you got a lot of light and good substrate for this one. It's a relatively difficult plant. There's a ton of plants in there. Another crypt here, Cryptwillacy pink it's called. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm seeing sort of typically 6 plants in a pot type of deal. I'm not sure how to pronounce the next one here, but it's usually just called Stringy Moss. This one is Hygrophila pinnatifida. So this one has seems like it's in more of a liquid form than the gel of the previous one, but it's the first time I've seen this plant in its tissue culture form. And I'm kind of happy about it because it's a very difficult plant. It's always grown immersed wherever you get it from, and it's a really hard plant to transition to submerged growth. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this does in the aquarium. The other line of plants that they produce are tissue culture plants produced in tubes. And here's an example here of some stargrass. They've got a whole bunch of different stem plants that are produced in the tubes, and I like it because typically your tissue culture plants, or the stem plants that are in tissue culture, are in really small cups, and obviously then the stems are really small. This gives the plant a chance to grow a little bit more, especially for your larger plants, your stem plants. So I really like this idea. Let me just take it out of the package here, and there we go. I'm not sure how the lighting is going to do on this, but there you can see all the roots at the bottom there, and looks pretty good. Next one in the tube here is Proserpinica palustris. This is another plant that's usually grown immersed in the nursery, and can be a real trouble to get it to grow submerged. So it's good that these are already sort of in their submerged form, I guess, and should be theoretically easier to grow than regular ones. The last one on the list here is Anubius Bonsai. They're still pretty small. And again, typically with all of these plants, it's typically about six plants in a cup type of thing for the larger ones. So here's all the plants all sorted together here. I'm kind of running out of space right now, so I'm going to be turning this whole wall right here. Got one tank down there. Next weekend I'm going to build a rack and put 4 50-gallon immersed tanks set up, and then this whole this wall here is all going to be tissue culture stuff. So keep a lookout for more of this kind of stuff coming in. I've got probably going to get some from Hortilab as well in the next couple of weeks. Just trying to bring in as much variety as I can. I'm not sort of tied. I don't have any sort of exclusive deals with any suppliers, so my goal is kind of just to bring in biggest variety of plants that I can from whatever supplier. Every nursery or every producer is sort of good at one thing and maybe not as good at another compared to another nursery sort of thing. So over the years, I've sort of gotten an understanding of what nurseries do well and what other nurseries do better than other nurseries. So I just want to bring in the best plants from wherever I can get them from, basically, and be able to provide the best variety I can. So anyways, keep a lookout for those in the future.